Kyle here, man. Happy New Year. Hope that you're able to celebrate last night with some family or friends. Me personally, I've kept up my tradition for years and years now, and I would encourage anybody to try it this next coming year. My tradition is that I go to bed well before midnight, and I just enjoy the new year sleeping, and it's worked great for me. And that's just my way of living. Several years strong now. I've been going on my tradition. Hey, whatever you're doing today, I'd love you to just take a couple quick minutes to watch this video. I've got three encouragements for you as we start this new year that I think is going to apply to almost everyone. Some of you are resolution makers, and others of us aren't. But wherever you fall in that, I think this will help you just a little bit. Three really brief encouragements as we embark onto this new calendar year. The first one is this: whether you are a goal maker or whether you're not a resolution person or whether you're not, I would love for you to consider making a commitment to this year being a year that you are into the Bible on a daily basis. I promise you, this is one of the best things that you can do. If you can just discipline yourself to say, you know what, I am going to, come hell or high water, busy days or slow days, whether I'm in town or whether I'm traveling, I am just going to be into the scripture. And it doesn't have to be this long, drawn out, man, an hour or 2 hours a day. It could not be simpler for you to get into because of the beauty of technology. You can go into your app store. Some of you got brand new devices for Christmas, or maybe you got one for your birthday this last year. You can go into your app store, whether you're on iPhone, Android, somewhere in between. You can download the YouVersion Bible app, and in that app, 100% free, there are literally hundreds of Bible reading plans that you can start, and it will impact your life in such a huge way. And so here would be my encouragement to you, because it's going to take some discipline on your part, that you just decide, before I do X, I'm going to get onto my phone, I'm going to get onto my iPad, and I'm going to do my daily devotional. Before I get onto Facebook, before I check my email, before I check the sports scores, before I read the paper, before I watch the news, before I do something that you're going to do anyway, before I get onto that, man, I'm going to get on to YouVersion. I'm going to do my devotion. I'm going to be in the Word, and I'm just going to get my spiritual life built up. I promise you, as you go through this year of the highs and the lows that we're all going to experience, the being in the Scripture will help you to stay grounded. We try to give you Scripture to build your life on Sundays, but the truth is we're all busy, and some weeks you're going to miss, some weeks you're not going to be there, some weeks I'm going to totally blow it, and I'm not going to have a very good message. But you can feed yourself during the week just through that phone. Maybe you're watching on your phone right now, or on your computer or your iPad, whatever it is, that will help you, I promise you. That's my first encouragement. My second encouragement to you is this, and this is for couples. If you are a husband or a wife, what I would love for you to do, whether it's today or in the next day or two, I'd love for you to sit down with your husband or your wife, and I would love for you to ask them just this one question. Here's the question: if I could change one thing this year, what would it be that would help our marriage to grow, that would help our relationship to be strengthened? If there was something that I could do differently, something that I could stop, something I could start. I know there's probably a list of 12 or 20 things that you'd like me to do differently, but if you could only pick one thing for me to really focus on this year, what would it be? And then just listen to that conversation. Brandon and I have had this conversation, and I'm telling you, some of the things that come out of that conversation are so powerful and so impactful, and it gives me a goal to shoot for this year. I know what she would love to see me change this year, and I'm not going to do it right every time. I'm going to mess it up sometimes, and I know that she's not going to get hers right all the time, but it gives us a target to shoot for as we try to connect and grow as a couple. This will help you in your relationships if you'll just be open, be honest, you'll share with each other, you kind of open up your heart and say, man, if I could have you do one thing or focus on one thing, it would be this. And then you just try to work on that this year. I mean, here is the last one. All of us this year, you don't need me to tell you this, as we move into this new year, all of us are going to face some challenges. All of us are going to face some speed bumps. So they don't have to be these huge monumental things. They can be little things. They can be a frustrating coworker. They could be a relational challenge with your kids. You just can't quite get them to do what you need them to do. Maybe it's a marriage fight. You just keep going over and over and over again. And then some things, there are going to be some big things that we face this year, just some things that we don't expect. And so here's what I would love for you to do. On Sunday, we're going to start a brand new series that will help us frame all of the things that we're going to experience this year. It's going to help us frame the positive, really good things that we experience this year, and it's going to help us to frame those not so positive things that we're all going to go through. Because if we can change the way that we think, we'll change the way that we live. If you change the way that you think, you'll change the way that you live. And by changing the way that you think, when those unexpected things come, when the coworker continues to just drive you crazy, when you come home to a house that's messy and you're stressed out and you want to just unleash on the kids, if you can change the way that you think, I promise you, you can change the way that you live. And so we're going to start a brand new series this week. And here's the big idea this week, that your life is moving in the direction of your strongest thoughts. And I think that that's true for everybody, that your life today, your life in 2018, and your life going forward into 2019, your life is moving in the direction of your strongest thoughts. And so we're going to take a thought assessment and say, am I excited about where my thoughts are taking me? That's starting this week. I would love for you to make a commitment. It's a new year. It could be a new you as you change the ways you think. Make a commitment for the next 4 weeks to really be part of the church, be connected. Those are just a few encouragements for you as you start this new year. Happy New Year. Can't wait to see what 2019 brings. We'll talk to you really, really soon.